Welcome to Stella Roos Table, the podcast dedicated to life and everything that comes with it. Come on in and have a seat, grab your beverage of choice, and let's sit down at this table and have a chat. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is where you are. I greet you with a big old Texas smile and a hug from afar. You have tuned in to Stella Roos Table, the podcast dedicated to life and everything that goes along with it. I am your host, Kimberly Brown, and I am unapologetically myself because I don't know how to be anybody else. So today on Stella Roos Table, we are continuing our mom files. Sometimes when we do the mom files, it turns into 4 episodes because we get to talking and we talk so long and we have such a good conversation. I had to break it up for you guys so you're not listening to a 2-hour show. Now, but today we are on part 4 of our most recent mom files where we had a guest on. Her name is Megan Bullman, an amazing young woman. She is a single parent and she is the parent of a toddler. And she has a YouTube channel called Overcoming This Life, and where she's cataloging basically her life and the things that she has had to endure being a single mom, a full-time student, providing for her child. She has a lot of, inspirational things on there and just letting you see the journey so that you can understand that you're not alone if you're in the same journey that she's in. I am very impressed with this young lady. So we had her on as a guest, and this is the final episode of that particular show where we had her on, and me and her got a chance to really talk one-on-one, and I wanted you guys to listen in. So when you finish listening to the podcast, don't forget to go over to YouTube and find her channel, Overcoming This Life, and subscribe and give her some support. And let's get into the podcast. They thought of everything. Like, we want this kid calm while we're out here.
Seriously, all possible scenarios.
Right, exactly. If she gets too hot, here's the fan. Like, oh my God, it was so cool. It was so cool. But yeah, that's how I feel about the leashes. I'm just, it's a touchy subject because some people see it as, you putting a leash on your child like he's an animal. But then I understand the safety. The need for safety. My little stepson, for my ex-husband's son, I raised him, so he's mine basically. So, but when he was about 4 or 5 years old, he got away from us in a grocery store.
Oh gosh!
And it's the scariest moment of my life. But it was funny at the end of it because he knew to go to the front to have somebody page me.
Oh my goodness.
And so he went to the front, and I hear over the intercom, Kimberly, at the time my last name was Wilson. I hear over the intercom, Kimberly Wilson, could you please come to the front? Your son said that you're lost. So I went to the front. He was standing there waiting on me because he told me, Mama, you were lost. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh my God, kids, the things they say. It's just so cute.
Yeah, so he went to the front and told the people, my mom's lost. Can you pay me, please? Like, okay. But so now, do you have any other questions for me, ma'am, as a parent? Because like I said, I'm a veteran parent, so I've been through it all.
How do you just handle the terrible twos? Like that's what I'm going through right now, and I mean, any tips on I don't know, dealing with the.
What I can say about the terrible twos is, and it's gonna probably sound like someone has told you before. Be patient because it doesn't last forever. Yeah. And the terrible twos turn into the trying threes, which turns into the fabulous fours, and then the fantastic 5. So you have to remember that he's evolving just like you're evolving,
right?
And so he's 2 years old right now, but he's figuring himself out. He's developing his personality. He's trying to figure out what he can and can't get away with. So he's pushing the envelope a little bit. with things that you're telling him, no, you don't do that. And he's pushing it because he's like, let me see what she's going to do if I do it anyway.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So you just have to remain patient. You have to remain stern, because I tell everybody the same thing. I even tell my own children this. You have to let your kids know who's boss early.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they will run you forever.
Oh, no, thank you.
So you have to be stern. And sometimes it's going to hurt your feelings to have to be stern with
Mm-hmm.
it. But it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because all children have to learn discipline some kind of way.
Right.
You know, however you choose to teach them that's your decision. But all children have to learn the right way, the right from wrong, and what's respectful and what's not respectful. And he's just in that phase right now where he's figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
So just remember that he's just trying to figure it out. So don't try not to get so frustrated with him, but make sure that you're still calm and you're patient and you're talking to him and you're saying, okay, no, baby, we don't do that. And I heard somebody say this because I was a no mom. No, you can't, I was a no mom. I can admit that because my mom was 5 feet of fury. Okay. So I kind of disciplined my children based off of what I had learned from her and my grandmother. However, someone told me that they chose not to use no all the time. They just redirected them, like, okay, let's not do this. Let's do this instead.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that way they learned how to critically think. And so I'm like, I wish somebody would have told me that.
Yeah, because my son, he like for telling him like discipline wise and stuff, like when I have to say no in a stern voice for him to get it, he gets so upset, and it like breaks my heart. It's like the mom guilt, like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? And it's like, I don't have, a partner to sit and, are we doing the right thing? Like, or, like consult, or be a team with basically. So it's like, I have all this pressure on myself. And so that's a good tip to like, direct him towards something else to kind of maybe avoid that sadness.
Right. But then also you have to also remember, though, sometimes you have to say no. They have to learn that.
Right.
And sometimes you have to say no. And then they cry these huge crocodile tears because their feelings are hurt because you actually said no to them. And you have to be strong and understand that that's just temporary. And sometimes it's a show, because I have a granddaughter that she puts on a show. She pretend cries all the time.
Right.
And I'm looking at her going, yeah, kid, nobody's phased.
But
so, and I have to, my grandchildren laugh at me because even the older ones, because I have to tell them, y'all got to remember, I've been through this with your parents.
Yeah.
So, you're not phasing me at all. My son used to cry the best crocodile tears you could ever see in your life. So I have built up an immunity to those.
Yeah.
But it will break your heart when they cry and they look at you because their feelings are so hurt. But you have to remember that it's just hurt feelings.
Right.
They're not hurting physically.
Right.
They're just, they didn't want to hear the word no. But sometimes you have to. And then you don't let them see you break now.
Yeah. Wrong.
You don't let them see you break because they're like sitting there crying. You like, look, I said what I said. Yeah. So you sit right here and think about what you did, and then you go in the bathroom and cry your eyes out and wipe your face.
Come out when you're done.
I've had to do that because I didn't like saying no to my children sometimes, but it was necessary.
Yeah. And
so I had to be strong in front of them. And then when they're calm and they're off doing something else, I'm in the other room crying because I had to get on, I had to discipline. Like, oh my God, why did I have to do that? That hurt me so much. But it's just, you have to realize it's just hurt feelings. And my oldest grandson, he was the same way. I literally put my hand over his and hit my own hand and said, "No, you don't do that." And he burst into tears. I never touched him.
It's the effect.
Yeah, it was the effect. His feelings were hurt because he was being disciplined by Nina.
Right.
So, so you just have to remember that they have to have the discipline. They have to have the structure.
Mm-hmm.
And he's two, and they call them the terrible twos because they're into everything. But he's trying to figure it out just like you.
Right.
And so you have to just keep reminding yourself that he's just trying to figure it out, and he'll get it. By the time he's 3, he'll calm down some, and you'll be able to reason with him a little more.
Yeah.
You'll be able to reason with him a little more. Because I tell you what, if I tell you I understand, because right now, because all of our children are adults, and we're dealing with grandchildren. When we go to our boys' houses now and see what they're dealing with their children, we're like, oh my God. Like, you're doing too much talking. I'm gonna have to go home. I'm gonna see y'all later. Like, yeah, we're gonna go, But I get it. Right. So, but I get it. I understand because I've been there, and I've been in that single parent mode where you don't have anybody to bounce stuff off of, and you don't have anybody to sit down and decide what you're going to do with him in his different phases. You are the one. You're the beginning and your mom and dad, and so you have to, and it gets harder because you hate having to be the bad guy all the time. You want to be the fun parent sometime too, So, but he's young and he'll love you for it in the end. I have 2 daughters and a son. My son is the oldest. And I can honestly say, like, now, I used to, when he got older, I used to, as I thought back over his life, I said, I was hard on him because he was a boy and I was a woman raising a young man. Yeah. And I was harder on him than I was on the girls. And I can admit that. And so I started just apologizing. I'm sorry I was so hard on you. He's like, Mom, I never saw the inside of a jail. You didn't have to come get me from rehab. He said, you did your job,
Oh, that's sweet.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's good.
He's like, yeah, he said, you did your job. So, yeah, and that you're going to do everything that you can to make the best decision for your baby.
Yeah.
Everything that you do is going to be for him, and you're going to do what's best for him. As long as you know that you're doing that, you're doing okay.
Right. I saw some quote that was like, it just reminded me of what you just mentioned, but that you're raising, when you're raising boys, you're raising someone's future husband. Right. And I don't know, that just kind of always stuck with me, but I don't know, I don't think I mentioned this to you, but like kind of the trials I've been through is when I was 6 months pregnant, his dad's not in his life, my son's, but he had an affair when I was 6 months pregnant and didn't love me anymore apparently and left. So that just always like stuck to me, of like wanting to make sure I'm raising like, just a great human being. And so, yeah.
I understand. Trust me. And the thing is that, you have to remember that, and I'm going to tell you this because, I like I said, I was a single mom. And I have no problem telling people that all 3 of my children have different fathers. Mm-hmm. I was in a relationship with each one of these people, but no one was in the picture when the babies came, and, so, my son's dad, actually, when he found out I was pregnant, he just disappeared. Mm-hmm. Never saw him again. And then my oldest daughter, her dad, when he found out I was pregnant, he broke up with me and started dating another girl. And so he wasn't around. But his if it was not for his mom and his brother, she would probably never even really know anything about her other family.
Yeah.
Because his mom and his brother were awesome.
Yeah.
They wanted to spend time with her and be with her and get to know her and stuff like that. And then my youngest daughter, her dad is around now, because when I was 6 months pregnant with her, he got arrested and was in prison for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So nobody was around. And I can honestly say though now, because he listens to my podcast. So, but I can, and me and him are really good friends now. We co-parented well after he got out,
Cool.
but I can honestly say that he turned out the best father of the three. He was, when he was out, he was there, he was present. Even now, he's like right there, and she's an adult, and there's nothing she can, if she needs anything, he's going to take care of it, but I've been where you are, you know what I'm saying? And what you have to remember is that, you're raising somebody's future husband or future boyfriend or future something, but you're also raising a man, and you're raising your son. So you instill in him what you want to instill in him, and everything else will work out. You just have to make sure that you're instilling the best thing in him. And the way I look at it now is, they left. That's their loss. I got some of the best kids in the world.
Oh yeah, I
go
back. That's what I learned. I don't want my past.
Right, exactly. It's like I got some of the best, right. That's what I'm saying. I got some of the best kids ever. So, that's your loss. You missed out on these amazing people.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, because my children are amazing people. Just to watch them grow into what they've become. My oldest daughter is a second grade teacher, and I'm amazed because she's a single mom. And she fought hard to get through school with this baby, you know, so that she could be what she wanted to be. And then my youngest daughter is the director of human resources at her company.
Oh, wow.
And so these are amazing people. My son is a promoter. So I'm like, I raised some amazing kids, and you missed out on that, so it's their loss. And then you have to remember also, and I'm saying this to you, you're not the problem.
Right.
You're not the problem. He left you. It wasn't because of you. It's because of him.
Yeah.
And something he was dealing with. But out of this whole situation, you got this wonderful little boy.
I get him all to myself.
Right, that you get all to yourself, and you get to shape and mold into this wonderful human being. You see what I'm saying? So you have to remember that he, this is your time to shine now, because you get to show what kind of mommy you are.
And that's kind of like where my channel kind of stemmed from, because it's, having my son and like what I went through. I've never had so much like motivation before, and like determination to like change my situation and change my life for, like me and him. And, if I didn't have that or what I went through, like, I don't know, I'd probably be sitting on the couch, and I'm, a full-time student. I barely sleep because I'm just, just trying to do anything and everything I can to make his life better, because he deserves it.
Right.
Right. He didn't ask for that life, so.
Right. And that's the other thing people don't get, they didn't ask to come, the babies. Right. They didn't ask to come, but you get to be here for them.
Right.
And so, and that's how I've always looked at it. I've had the ups and the downs, and I've struggled, and I had all these hard times, and my heart was broken because these guys left me, to raise these babies on my own. But I would not trade my children for anything in the world.
Right.
because they are awesome people and they have awesome lives, and I got some beautiful grandbabies out of the deal. I got some beautiful grandbabies out of the deal, and so I love the fact that despite the obstacles, we came out on the sunshine side, the sunny side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're doing. And that's why I said I'm so impressed with your channel, because you took your obstacles and you made it fuel for your success.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're coming out on the sunny side. Because honestly, when I was watching the videos and stuff, I'm like, if we would have had this when I was having my children, I probably would not have had such a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your channel is real,
mm-hmm.
and it's authentic, and this is what you're going through, and this is what you deal with, and that's it,
Right.
And there's no fluff about it. There's no staging. I'm telling you, watching your baby in the background, I was dying, because that is the realness of motherhood, and that's just real. Or you're like, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this kid.
Well, that's why he's not in any other cleaning videos. That video was a collaboration. So I was like, okay, I had to clean with my child. Okay, all right. Well, that's why he's not in any other ones.
Right.
Because that's what happens.
Right. But that's just the reality of it. You did that video, there was no fluff.
Nope.
There was no staging of anything. This is exactly what happened when I was trying to clean my house. This kid was flipping his chair around and rolling his little pop mower thing, and then I'm sweeping the floor and he's laying in the floor kicking his feet. I don't
bring the Fruit Loops over to me cleaning the window.
Right. So I get it. That's what I'm saying. So I'm very impressed. I am very, very impressed. I enjoy watching your videos. I do. And I want you to keep it up, ma'am.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Keep it up. And if there's anything you need or you want to ask me or talk to me, you got my number now.
Yes. I will. I'm going to annoy you all the time if I have to.
You can call me anytime. Keep in touch. Please keep in touch.
Yes.
And then I'm also going to be doing some more mom files.
Yeah.
So I would love to have you in on that.
Yes. I would love that.
I would love to have you in on that, because, like I said, us older people, some of us older people can learn a lot from you young folks.
Yeah.
Parenting, because there's people are having babies a lot later.
Yeah. I mean, we're all in this together.
Right. We're all in this together. So I'm being honest. I have some friends that still have small children.
Uh-huh.
And every time I see it, I just shake my head like, why?
Why would you do that?
Why'd you do this so late? I don't understand. Yeah. Like, I enjoy being an empty nester. And people think when I say that I'm saying it because I don't want my kids around. No, that's not it at all.
Yeah.
Between me and my husband, there are 5 children.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And we have 12 grandchildren collectively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But here's the deal. When you become an empty nester and your children are out and they're adults, they have their own lives, their own families, they're doing their own things, and they're doing their okay. You develop a lifestyle for yourself, because if you sit there just waiting around for them to come around, you're going to be crazy. Yeah. So we've just developed a lifestyle and become accustomed to some things. So we like our space.
Yeah,
I love being a grandmother. I love picking them up, spending time with them, doing stuff with them, and taking them home. I love being a grandma. I love it. I love the fact that my grandchildren on my side call me Nene. They just decided that's what they wanted to call me.
What do they call you?
They call me Nene.
Okay, my son calls, well, not yet because he can't talk, but my mom chose Mimi. So it sounds similar.
Yeah, it sounds similar. So they call me Nene with the ends.
Okay.
But on my husband's side, they call me Nana.
Okay, that's what I call my grandma.
Yeah, so I'm like, I love it. If they decided to call me Granny, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. They're gonna call you what they want.
Right. So, I love it. And I love the fact that people don't think I have grandchildren. Because they look at me and like, you don't have no grandbabies. You have no idea. I have one of my grandbabies is 15. So, I'm like, you have no clue, do you? But yeah, I love it. That's just how I love it. And we've developed a lifestyle, and I love our children and I love our grandchildren, and I wouldn't trade any of them. I love them all to death. We have a very blended family, but I also like the life that me and my husband built together.
Yeah.
So,
that's always important.
So I'm okay with being an empty nester. I don't want them back.
I'll take them when I want them, but
yeah, I don't want them back because I love the fact that the only thing I have to worry about when we want to take a trip is the dog.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to take him? Oh, we'll just take him.
And that's manageable.
Right. So, so I love that. So that's why I said, so, it is, I love the life and I love being a parent. So, and I want you to continue to do what you're doing and continue to love being a mom because you're doing a good job. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. I can see it. You're doing a great job. So call me anytime.
I will.
And we're going to have you back on the show some more.
Great.
Because I think a lot of young moms can learn from you.
Good.
So, yeah, so we're going to have you back on some more. I really appreciate you for taking this gig today.
I appreciate you for inviting me on.
Oh, yes, it's been fun. It's been really fun. So I'm going to let you go now because apparently I got more to do.
All righty.
So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Megan. Now, before we go, tell everybody how they can find you.
So they can go to YouTube and then type in Overcoming This Life, or they can go in the URL and type in YouTube and then do the / Overcoming This Life, and it's capital O, capital T, and then capital L.
Okay.
And I'm the blonde girl with the little 2-year-old.
Right. I know. And if they want to send you like a message or anything, can they follow you on Facebook?
Yeah. I'm more active on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is MNG Bullman, BULMAN.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yeah, and then at Facebook it's just Megan Bullman, but I'm not really
that's
on
more
there.
Of your personal page. Yeah, that's more of your personal page.
Yeah,
right?
But I mean, I'm not like, it's personal. I don't care. I welcome anybody.
I know, but it's like you're not on it. That's what my daughter says. Mom, Facebook is for people your age. I'm like, whatever. I think this is the thing. My youngest daughter is the one that torments me.
She's young.
Yeah, she's more like me than any of them. So she torments me. She swears she's my favorite. I tell her I don't have a favorite, and then she tells me I'm in denial. Yeah. So yeah, she told me. She says, "Oh, Mom," like yesterday, she calls me. She just got married in February, so she calls me to tell me, ask me, "Mom, are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she says, "Okay, so I went to the doctor and I'm pregnant." Now I'm about to start crying. I'm like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" She says, "April Fool's, Mom."
Oh my goodness. I was going to say, that's a little, just.
Yeah. So I said, "You know what? I'm hanging up." I told her, I said, I would hang up in your face, but I think that's the rudest thing in the world to do to somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say bye.
Right.
Because that is a cruel trick to play on a mom.
Yeah.
She's the only one of my children that doesn't have any children.
Yeah. And
so I'm like,
that, she just got married. You're like, okay, right. Well.
Yeah. I'm like, you just got married. I'm like, yes, they're gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
Because I'm not pressuring her to do that because I think they should enjoy each other for a little while. But they've been together for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And they travel and do all kind of stuff. So they wouldn't really be missing out on anything. But I just told her, I said, just settle in to get married. There's no rush, And so, but when she said that, I was like, okay, I'm happy now. And then she says April Fool's. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I was
How
like, I don't like
cool.
you. I'm not gonna, that's also that wasn't cool. I'm not gonna hang up in your face, but I'm gonna say goodbye.
Yeah, I'll see you
And
later.
it's funny because later that day she calls me and says, "You still mad at me?" I said, "Yes, you're not my friend today." She says, well, I just called to say I love you. I said, "Whatever." My son-in-law is probably like, if you don't stop teasing your mother.
Seriously.
So yeah. But I am so glad that you came on. I'm so happy to have you on. Now you're one of my newest friends, so we're going to collaborate often.
Yay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Collaborate often. I have a cooking channel too on YouTube.
Oh, you do?
I do. I just haven't. We had to put it on hold temporarily because we're in the process of a move, and I don't have a designated kitchen.
Right.
So,
what is it?
But I do have a cooking channel. It's called Stella Ruth.
Stella Ruth.
And it's and I think I have something like 80, 90 videos on there.
Ooh, cool.
So
I love
so I have a cooking channel if you want to check it out. And I was thinking about you talking about getting vegetables in for you and the baby. So I'm like, hey, I could work on that.
Yeah, I need help with that.
So we'll work on that. So we'll do a couple of collaborations. We'll lift each other. How about that?
I'm excited.
All right. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm listening to The Mom Files, our second episode, part 4, with Miss Megan Bullman of Overcoming This Life. I was so honored to have spent a little time with her talking. She is an amazing young lady, very well-rounded, and she has something to offer, and she's very inspiring. I'm so impressed because of the fact that she is using her life to inspire others. So if you get a chance, guys, go on over there to her channel, Overcoming This Life, and plug in and go ahead and subscribe and share and get a thumbs up and all that stuff there so that she can feel loved. If you want to follow us, follow me on Stella Ruth's Table. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Stella Ruth's Table. You can also find me on Twitter at Ruth_Table. And if you want to just chat or send me a question, or you have some, suggestions on some topics, then you can send me an email at StellaRuthsTable@gmail.com. As always, guys, I am so grateful for you guys stopping by and giving us a listen. I love you, love you, love you. God bless you. Live life, laugh often, and eat some good food while you're doing it. Have a blessed rest of your day.